Oh, yeah. I'm gonna end up having to buy another freaking Oculus because this one is just so screwed up after 3 years of near constant use. We're at Galileo Station in lunar orbit. And having an oh so much fun audio problem in my right ear. Maybe cable related, could be bolt related, could be a bunch of different things. We did buy new speakers, so they should theoretically be working, but they are not. These would be speakers, headphones for the headset that attach to the Oculus, and there is a bolt that connects the device to the Oculus, but it is malfunctioning still, and so audio periodically cancels itself out, and I find that provides a very distracting experience. Epsilon Indy. These are all systems I've already been to. We should be able to get over the 80 percentile mark tonight. Epsilon Eridani. And we will take targets of opportunity as we go. I'm just going to see about this. We did lose a ship last night. But we also sold a ship. Our Viper is now history. It wasn't doing anyone much good anyway, and it's a Viper. It's easily replaced. Okay, so let's move on to the next system, I guess. Yes, we moved the Ambrosia up here so that we could easily travel to the next system. It's also better equipped, but is worth a great deal more. We're going to limit our transport with it as a result for now. There's no chance of us getting enough money to actually... Actually, I don't know what the insurance value is. I'm sure we have most of the insurance money, but there's little likelihood that we're actually going to end up with the balance required to clear the insurance guarantee. Oh, one other thing we can do in the meantime is we can activate our Elite Discovery module on our other computer system, which networks in to collect data, and then broadcast it up to Inara. Okay. Commander Jonas is our only other commander, logged in right now. Suitable for wind. And there's Earth. Okay. And fuck. Um, 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 um. We aren't supposed to be at this star. Oh, yeah.
This is an important announcement. Security surveillance is in effect at the facility at all times. Any acts of aggression will be met with an appropriate response.
Contact. Command system shut down. Please report all circumstances within this facility, Commander. Disease is rampant here.
In the interest of smooth traffic flow within the docking bay, we request that pilots avoid blocking access to docking pads. Services at the starport are constantly being updated. Remember to visit every time you pass through the system. Unlawful behavior in or around the starport is not permitted. We thank commanders for their cooperation.
He goes to work right away.
This is a flight regulation announcement. Please proceed to dock on your assigned docking pad in a timely manner, and refrain from obstructing other docking areas. Pilots, please show consideration for fellow visitors. Slow down and maintain a reasonable distance from other ships inside this dock. Access to docking facilities requires flight control authorization. Please submit requests before entering the docking bay. Ensure you have received authorization before entering the docking bay. If you don't have access permission, please exit the facility immediately. Greetings to all visitors. Please alight at your assigned pad, and thanks for choosing this facility. This is a message to all commanders. Please reduce your speed when maneuvering your ship inside the dock. This is a flight regulations reminder. Please do not obstruct the access corridors during arrival or departure.
Looks like we're going to Hackworth Settlement and F. Breed's Harbor.
This is a message to all commanders. Please reduce your speed when maneuvering your ship inside the dock. Unable to complete docking procedure within your time slot, you'll need to exit the bay and resubmit a docking request. Facility offers a range of services. Check your information panel after docking for more details. Please do not obstruct the access corridor during arrival or departure.
Hello. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
My headset's almost behaving this evening.
Oh, yeah?
Almost. Knock on wood. And we're continuing our grind. How far we got here? Oh, we're almost.
Federation rank, right?
What's that?
Your Federation rank?
Yes. It's almost about to cross the 80% mark. On our way to 100. And the captaincy that we've always wanted. I also watched a video last night on how to make money doing missions.
Oh, yeah?
And learned some new stuff about passenger missions in particular.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Well, I mean, it was more of a general video, but it just gave you some tips and hints. Like, for example, you make almost as much or more money just doing economy missions. So you put all the economy units together in one big slot and you get one big economy area because they're all single seaters. You don't have to worry about cabins or allocating special space to select customers. So it doesn't let you then take any of the business customers or whatever, but who really cares about them? Because you make, like I said, as much or more than with just doing economy.
Yeah, it depends on where you're at. Some places don't give a shit for economy missions, so... It's one of those things. Some systems work, some don't.
We're cleared for landing at this small station at Bay 3. Deploying landing gear. Of course, we haven't been using a docking computer lately, and he strongly recommends using a docking computer because you save a lot more time with the docking computer, in his mind, anyway.
That's all subject to personal opinion, that is.
And personal play style, I think, from what he was saying.
Now, my Anaconda, you damn right I have a docking computer. All my big ships do. My little Eagles and even my crates, it depends on my mood.
Yeah, well, right now I need all the I'm an equipment, hog, so I like having all my spaces used for equipment and whatnot. If I want to go to a planet, I'd like to be able to mine it, and I'd like to know what's on the planet and be able to scan it, even though I don't really get anything from exploration anymore. I just want to know. Let's have Starport Services. Welcome to Hackworth Settlement. And you can have a mission successfully completed.
And I know my Asset Explorer, the one I use for jumping around in, has got a docking computer. I think one of my crates has one doesn't. My Eagles usually don't have them. They're easy enough to land. big ships are more of a pain to land inside of a station.
Yeah, I agree with that. You really
My
have.
cutter is miserable to land without one. It can be done, but it's just annoying.
Well, I mean, I've heard the Corvette can be landed. In fact, that the Corvette even flies through the slot more easily.
I think my Corvette's my only big ship that doesn't have one because it flies like a fucking little fighter. It's pretty easy to fly.
Yeah, but even the little fighters, I mean, if I'm busy, if I'm, grinding away and I want to, chart my next course and do whatever, you can do that while the ship is docking. So, I mean, it's a time saver.
Yeah, it's the ease and convenience of having them that people have them.
Yeah.
Like my Corvette, it's basically a battleship, so I've got everything on that ship for battle. I don't have room for a docking computer.
Yeah. Actually, we're going to go way the hell out here. We're doing an internal mission for the Federation, so it's top secret. I shouldn't even tell you that I have such a mission. I try to keep all my secret missions a secret.
You fail spectacularly, so...
Yeah. Because I have, as one person in my life puts it, a big mouth. Shut the fuck up. But nothing frustrates me more than not knowing something. But I usually keep my mouth shut about things that I'm supposed to, like if it's a family. Right now my boss is going through a family emergency.
So you're telling me all across YouTube?
Yeah, but no, and he doesn't care about you. He doesn't know you, and it doesn't affect, your working relationships. But so I'm making a value judgment. And no one knows who this is across YouTube. In fact, I haven't actually said anything more to you than I haven't said to the rest of the staff. So if I keep it at that level, even if someone from the staff watches this video, they won't learn anything new. But that's the point. I mean, you want them to know, why isn't he showing up at work right now? Is it absenteeism? Is he ill? What's going on? And so I provide a little bit of insight, but I don't... he didn't say keep it a secret. It's just not my place to say,
Yeah.
So...
I know how that goes.
I'm not gonna...
I enjoy being obnoxious with you, though.
Yes.
Already, so.
Of course. That goes without saying. That is not a secret.
I think anybody who watches your YouTube videos learns that real quick. I love to jerk your chain.
Oh, yes. I haven't even checked my stats lately to see how many people I picked up, if any.
I don't know. You got one person watching your YouTube stream right now.
That would be you.
Probably.
Yeah, and you get a little chat channel and everything. You can chat with all the other people about what a crazy...
Oh, you have a chat channel? Awesome. I'll have to be smart ass about it.
Yeah. Actually, I wish there was a way to...
I'm gonna create a fucking channel on YouTube just to talk with you? What a fucking crock of shit.
I wish to hell that they would provide a way to have it so that inside my VR interface, I had access to a chat dialogue, so I could chat via keyboard with some of these external services that people are using, like Discord and YouTube. Because right now, I have no way of...
They do have them for Discord.
And I know they have at least something for YouTube, because sometimes when Commander Platter or Obsidian, they get a channel going, they respond to questions that are posted via YouTube, but that doesn't mean it works inside the VR. It will work inside the console.
That's the problem with having the VR, is that, like me, I've got multiple monitors. I can sit and I have access to how much information at any given second.
Yeah, but there should be, I mean, VR is more than a monitor. It's like, there should be a panel somewhere that I should be allowed to drag, and position however I want. Not that I can do that with the rest of my interface right now, but at the bare minimum, at least there should be a dialogue somewhere that lets me on or off the dialogue and see if someone's chatting me. So I don't have to remove my helmet all the time just to see what's going on. So no one seems to want to take the time to actually do that. I don't know why. It's not that hard. I guess I could do it if I were really ambitious, but then I'd have to learn YouTube's stupid API, and I'd have to figure out how to hack Elite, and hack Oculus, and hack this, and hack that, all for free, and I'm not willing to do that for free because I'm busy doing other things like learning how Microsoft's AI interface works, which is what I was reading today. Do you know most of that stuff, what they do with it, the AI stuff? They're using it to analyze data, like just to do raw data analysis. There's no real research going into, you know, building a thinking device or anything like that. None of the really cool stuff. They're just like taking data and making charts and graphs out of it and projecting according to different pivots of data. So you have a table with an
kind of a starting of the true AI.
I guess it
do a lot of the monotonous thinking for us.
Yeah, like, you know, like I want to know how much income all the salespeople in a given region have, having only a table full of data full of salespeople across the company, right? And so how do I do that? Well, we get their addresses, and we have to interface with a GIS system, and we have to figure out who goes where, and what country they belong to, what are their tax codes. We have to talk to payroll about that, and, you know, what, if any, deductions, insurance, or other options they have, and then we can figure out, okay, what's the net income of our sales team. And so we can do that now and provide a nice little graph, and we can say, well, based on this person's performance, you know, and commission structure, how much money are they likely to make the company in the next quarter, and how much money will they take home with them as a result of their sales activities? Best probable guess. So they can do trends like that, and they can say, well, in the spring, Fred doesn't really know how to sell anything, but by summertime, he seems to be selling lots of vacuum cleaners to lonely housewives for some reason. So he does his job better in the summertime. So based on that, next quarter he will be down 2%, and then he'll be up another 3% in the quarter after. So maybe we won't fire Fred. However, we did decide that Fred would benefit from remedial training of Salesforce tactics, so we'll send him on training in March. How's that sound?
Okay, I just
You were paying no attention.
The last 4 minutes.
So you were paying absolutely no attention to anything I was saying.
No.
No.
When you get into a lot of that technical babble, I start doing other things.
And glaze over. I was also watching some videos on physics and quantum mechanics and position sharings in qubit systems and quantum computer systems, and
I was watching videos on other games that are supposed to be coming out in 2018 and 2019 to see if any of them look interesting. I found one that looks kind of cool.
X4 looks good.
Haven't checked into that one too much. I was watching videos of one earlier, Cyberpunk 2077. It's kind of interesting. I made a page on my Discord.
Yeah, that one's going to be like...
Interesting looking game, so you can check that out if you want.
That one's going to be interesting if they get a VR component, because it'll be like Grand Theft Auto with VR.
Which one's
Battle, whatever, 2077. I've heard about it. Cyberpunk. Because...
Just got to get it made. It looks like they're still a year away from...
Oh, yeah. From beta.
Pushing that one.
Yeah, but you climb into a car and you're in the middle of probably some kind of post-nuclear apocalyptic wasteland, and you run around and you kill things and people and take their stuff. And actually, I'm hoping Fallout 5 has a dedicated VR subsystem. It uses the Unreal Engine, which interfaces with VR very nicely.
The next Fallout is going to be Fallout 76, and that's supposed to come out in about 6 months or so.
Good, 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 good. Will there be a VR? Did you see?
I didn't. I don't usually look for VR because that's
not something you have access
not
to.
something I'm looking to get into. I like having my multiple monitors.
Yeah, but for certain games, VR makes a little bit more. Like, you couldn't even play the new Marvel game without VR. At least not very easily. I mean, there's opponents coming at you from all directions. I mean, if you're going to be a superhero, you better. Plus, you have to, if you're Doctor Strange, you have to cast spells, and that means moving your hands around with the controllers in them. So. You're not going to be moving your hands around with a keyboard as easily.
No.
Oh!
Azralu has come online.
Azralu is online.
So is Imodium. It's been on for a while.
Imodium?
Imodium.
Oh.
You kicked my ass, you kicked your ass 5 minutes later?
Yeah. Well, I didn't kick my ass, I ran away.
No, they killed you.
Who?
I watched it happen on Imodium. This was like a couple months ago.
Must have been. I don't even remember who the hell that is. I've been killed by PvPers so often that I've lost all track. At least we dealt Badger a bit of a blow last night. Oh, you weren't there for that. That fucking Badger. Oh man, that Badger pisses me off. What a nickel-plated bastard he is.
What the fuck? What the fuck is going on with that?
Azralu is sitting in the main menu.
And my joystick completely lost functionality. Just quit fucking working.
You see? Elite does that. It just minuses your controller for no reason. Oh, you don't need a controller anymore. You're in a multi-million credit spaceship, but who the hell needs... Who the hell needs a control interface? And don't forget, the credit is actually worth less than the US dollar is today, so... That means that it will cost more US dollars to buy a fewer US dollars to buy a ship, but more credits to buy a ship than it will US dollars. Oh, for God's sake. Ah, the sun. The Garrett Landing. Oh, Garrett Landing, sorry. I think I'm about to have a seizure with these goggles on. Oh, it's time for your VR seizure. It's the Garot landing. You're coming here to be executed. Can't remember who it was today, but I was being super critical of the Americans' death penalty, and then I remembered before Canada got rid of its death penalty, we still had hanging as the primary means of putting someone to death. Which is pretty archaic by American standards of execution. United States, it's lethal injection, or I guess you can you electrocute people to death still in the United States once they're sentenced to death?
I think some can and do. I think there's a couple states that still have firing squads.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much out.
Yeah, but the prisoner gets to choose, right?
I don't know. Each state's got its own laws.
Yeah, but for a federal crime.
I am shit out of luck.
Why? Are you being executed?
No, I cannot. Like, my fucking joystick is top hat and trigger button log on to shit.
Huh.
Everything else still works. I can fly, I just can't. Or I can aim the ship, but I can't fucking navigate through menus or anything else anymore since it's all tied into the HOTAS controls.
And the HOTAS has failed.
Yes. I know the secondary trigger has been shot for a while.
Didn't you get a Logitech HOTAS?
No, I've got a Thrustmaster.
Oh, the Thrustmaster, that's correct.
Oh, $50 by Dylan, come on. I'm going to save this one for parts.
More parts.
I just thought, I guess I'm done playing, there's nothing I can do.
Well, you can just reset your game.
I don't think it's the game. I went into the control panel, into the device and printers, and I'm in the actual settings and to actually calibrate the settings of the controller, and it's not the computer's not registering those buttons.
You may have to reset the computer then.
Well, it's like a secondary trigger on this thing. It's toast. Something burnt out inside the controller.
No chance your computer reboot would bring it back?
No, well, it hasn't brought back the secondary trigger. I think that chipboard inside the controller finally failed completely.
Just pull out your Xbox controller then.
Yeah, I'm not remapping every fucking control to the game.
Well, you don't have an Xbox.
Buy a new one and have it shipped to me in a shorter period of time than to sit and try and learn how to fly that way.
I could send you my control file for my Xbox.
Then again, I might actually have it, or might actually already have it configured if I can remember where the hell it's at.
Actually, I should post that control file to the SharePoint board. That way, if you need to download it, not that necessarily mine's the optimum configuration, but it's pretty good, I think. I don't know. I can control the entire ship and the external cameras, as well as order my fighters to do things, all with my game controller. So...
What are my options?
You can...
I set up a bunch of different controls quite a while ago.
You can take your life. You can take your neighbor's life.
Alternate flight controls.
Or you can kill everyone else in the whole world. Sorry, my cackle isn't very good. But it is Halloween. We're approaching Halloween now. You can kill the control manufacturer, you can kill yourself, or you can kill everyone else in the whole world. I know. If this game finally craps out, I think I can always still play Beat Saber. That's where you go into a neon lit environment, you do ecstasy, and you wave two swords around in sync with musical beats. And that's it.
Do you have authorization to be inside the docking bay? Remember, loitering is a violation.
It's kind of like Pac-Man that way. All fines paid. And now...
Control. Like a custom thrustmaster, keyboard mouse, generic joystick, advanced control pad, still put some stuff for controls. I want to save.
You should also back up your thrustmaster control file.
That's what I'm going to do right now, even though I'm pretty sure I'm up to date on it, but it's been a while, so I'm going to...
Yeah. Passenger lounge. Lounge? Nope, we'll do the mission. What do we win, Pat? Well, for completing the Federation mission, you win 2 units of mechanical scrap. Oh, what a piece of garbage that is. Yeah, alright then. 28 units of titanium, which is worth less than the amount of money that they're offering to pay you outright for your time and trouble. Have you noticed that? Sometimes they give you resources where you'd be like a fool to take the resources because you'll get less credits out of it than you will just taking the money. Take the money.
Okay, so I just did that. Now we can go in here.
Okay, and now... Oh, here's a random trivia question for you. Do you know who Admiral Yularen is?
Who?
Admiral Yularen.
No clue.
Imperial Admiral. He was commander of the fleet at the... Oh wait, no, he was commander of the rebel fleet at what the hell? The third movie, Return of the Jedi. Endor, Battle of Endor. Twice decorated by the giant moth, Councillor Mon Mothma. Senator Mon Mothma of the Republic. This is Star Wars I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out the generic settings for this damn game. Using the D-pad controls.
Be aware of oncoming traffic in the access corridor.
That's how I'm gonna do that one.
And now we have laid in a course for Epsilon Indy. I wish for you,
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
to go to Perry Depot in orbit of Epsilon Eridani A2, which is the planet called Lee Colony. It is a Federation colony. Out to the world, human breathable atmosphere, indigenous life, no history on Lee Colony is available.
Oh, really?
Hey? I think we have to go down to this planet because it has yttrium and nickel, and I need both. Nope, I'm at the wrong star system, and I don't remember where we were before. Do you have authorization to be anywhere near the solar system? 82 Eridani.
This... God, I hate this fucking... This controller has nowhere near the convenience of my, POTUS. My computers want to do a fucking major update. That's why everything seems to be stupid lately.
Oh, well, of course, when Microsoft updates things, they render type-in compatibilities with about 90% of the hardware on the current market for some reason. I think they're trying to piss everyone off, and it's working. Launching! We're going back to 82 Eridani, Planet 2. Sorry, Planet B. C. Planet C.
Request dock.
Jump in progress. I am clear of the station. Four, 3, 2, 1, jump.
Well, now that I'm docking, I guess it's time for me to figure out where I'm going to get a new POTUS control.
Much as I have to buy a new VR headset. Course laid in for Ifrit's Harbor. Will arrive momentarily.
Oh, hell, POTUS Warhawk would be awesome, but I don't have $500.
Hey?
Thrustmaster T-plates. stick. 30 bucks. Yeah. So the T16,000 is a little better quality.
Are you ordering this right now?
I'm looking for it on Walmart.com. Here it is, $59.
Well, I guess you can run down to Walmart and pick one up.
No,
No?
I'd have to order it and they'll ship it to store or ship it to my house. I'm not sure.
How can you have a Walmart store without a Thrustmaster joystick? A HODAS control?
Because they don't keep that kind of shit in store.
I know.
Not in every store. Not the one around here.
I don't think they even keep one of those in the store around here, and our city is many times your size. But I was being somewhat sarcastic. In the meantime, the ground is rushing up on this planet, and this planet is getting very large.
I can go up dual joystick controls. I got a joystick in the left hand and right hand, then that'd make my thruster controls kind of awkward. $114 though.
Spike is on.
Yeah?
Yeah, but he'll never... Oh, wait. I'm inviting Erelu. I was waiting for him to come off his menu. Hello.
Hey. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'll be back shortly.
Very well. I'm landing on a planet. And I'm going to do something here. Not sure what yet. I think I'm going to try to get some minerals from the surface. But I'm going to land inside of a crater to do that. Okay, stand by to deploy landing gear. Landing gear is deployed. Oh dear me, we hit the ground very hard. We lost one of our shield arcs. All systems are operational. This planet has unusually heavy gravity. How come I didn't detect that first? Wait a minute. How can this be happening? This should be impossible. Okay. We have a lovely red buggy. Do you have a... Hello? Do you have a red buggy, Ezralu? I don't think he's there.
I don't know, either that or when I'm around, he's really, really quiet. I've kind of noticed that. Maybe he doesn't like me.
I think he's afraid of you, like I am. Well, pretty much like...
because I smell funny.
I think just everyone's afraid of you.
Oh yeah, because I'm the big, bad, scary American.
Yep. You're running the whole planet. It's a big job, but someone's got to do it.
My lack of sobriety means that I can't do much of anything anymore, so...
No, but you're still probably 50 times the president that Trump will ever be.
I could fart better than he can, I know that.
I don't know, he opens his mouth a lot.
Well, he's old, you know, he's like 70-something years old.
Holy shit, the dog.
You found Stitch. Did you really go shopping instead of going to look for that $30 fucking glove your mom
Well,
lost?
actually, we found it.
Where?
We were just driving across the road and it was laying in the middle of the road.
Which road?
The dog!
Out in the hunting area? Okay. So make your dog shut up before I shoot him.
Yeah, shut. Yeah.
I don't know if I got any Nerf guns handy to shoot him if I wanted to.
No, there'd be a congressional commission convened to investigate. After which you or someone you know, most likely someone you know, not yourself, but someone you know will have their lives taken apart, and you'll be to blame.
Who's taking my life apart or whatever now? Why, huh?
Not your life, someone you know. Probably me.
Who's gonna take your life apart?
Oh, my life's already been taken apart and dissected. Don't worry about that. I'd be amazed if I even exist anymore. I think I exist in the Americans database. It's the only place I exist.
I don't even exist there anymore.
No.
Not work. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, I forgot. Okay, that might help.
Well, you can basically be guaranteed the Russians have hacked it, so... And it's not the Russians, it's the Chinese.
The price then, well, why do I gotta add it to my cart just to see what it costs? Fucking stupid.
You have a cart? Where'd you get a cart from?
Newegg.com.
Oh, they're trying to sucker you into buying it before you actually know if you want it or have enough money to buy it.
Put it in the cart and go look at it and then decide I don't want it because I can still probably buy it from Walmart.com for cheaper.
Well, if they don't give you a price, it's probably too expensive. That's the rule I use.
No, it's because I got some kind of stupid sale that's going on right now that the computer isn't figuring it out because it wants a 4-year electronic protection plan for $12.
$12?
It's going to cost me $30 for me to ship the fucking thing to them. I could just buy a new one for it'd be cheaper. And not have my item for 6 to 8 weeks while they're fixing it? Fuck you. Let's buy a new one and be done with it. Yeah, $60. I can buy it from Walmart for less, plus give my wife's employee discount and pay even less.
Yeah.
I put a 3-year warranty on it for less money than Newegg wants. Go to eBay and see what the hell's selling for. Every now and then I get lucky.
Well, you see, as a Canadian, however, that price is probably a bargain because even looking at it costs you $30 in Canada.
Well, that's because you're Canadian. Can't trust any of you.
No. By the way, you know what I was reading today? Apparently, the American government, this is the American government, mind you, decided that it might have to go to war with Great Britain, and Canada, as an ally of Great Britain, was a threat, so they built 3 air bases and had their squadrons trained on attacking bombing targets in Canada as late as 1927. Can you imagine? Like, but then the Second World War came along, and we had to fight the Nazis together, and that it pretty much put a stop to any idea of taking over Canada.
What you just told me were nothing more than wartime scenarios for just in case Great Britain ever decided to
go into a trade war with the U.S.
Stop being an ally of ours. They decided to double cross us.
Right, so they had to prepare for it, but the funny thing is that somehow, like, as late as 1927, they were still listing Canada as a colony of Great Britain. Meanwhile, we had already had independence since 1867, effectively.
No, you're part of the British Commonwealth, which
well, it doesn't mean that we're going to go to war with...
20 years ago, before Australia and New Zealand and a bunch of countries in Canada stopped being part of the British Commonwealth or something.
Well, no, we're still part of the Commonwealth. What's changed is that in 1982 we regained control of our Constitution. But, I mean, we were independent. As far as Great Britain is concerned, we still had the ability to make our own decisions as early as 1867. Without necessarily feeling compelled to do something because Great Britain was doing something. See, if the Falklands War had happened in say 1905, it's not immediately clear to me we would have gone to war with them. Like, Canada wouldn't just declare war in Argentina. We had our own seat at the League of Nations. We conducted our own foreign policy. So we were seen more of as a satellite of the U.S. by that point than we were of Great Britain. I would argue, but there was still plenty of loyalty to Great Britain, that's true. And I'm sure the propaganda wouldn't have been all that favorable in case the Americans went to war with England in that time frame, but doubtful it was ever going to happen, and it looked like the Americans were just preparing for a possible trade war with the UK.
The Americans are naturally highly suspicious and prepare for every possibility.
Well, no one's coming to back you up if things go south. So, in Canada's case, we've always had either the UK or the United States to back us up. But there are limits on that. It doesn't transcend everything. But then again, we've never felt like we'd be isolated or left alone if we were attacked. We haven't had, as a nation, we haven't had to deal with that. The United States has. Although I'm pretty sure that if the United States found itself being attacked today, Canada would be among the very first nations, if not the first, to come to America's aid.
If America were to get attacked, it would have to be a multiple front attack because they'd be attacking a lot of our allies at the same time.
Yeah, all you have to do is invoke Article 5, and that's it. As soon as the United States invokes Article 5, NATO comes to your aid. So you're not by yourself.
You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah. But you'd never be by yourself. There'd be a lot of countries.
You'd have to be watching phone ads.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of countries and a lot of people standing behind the United States. You can't just take the United States down without there being a world war.
That's what it requires a world war to actually accomplish that. So it's not likely to happen anytime soon because there's...
No.
Unless you had some kind of massive coalition of about 20 other countries, there's really no one that could take on the United States.
Well, and who would? Like, if Iran declares war on the United States, so what? I mean, no one's coming to Iran's aid, right? Like,
It'd be kind of funny.
it'd be utterly stupid. But, I mean, theologically relevant. They might get some countries in the Middle East to back them, but the Americans have a lot of allies even there. Saudi Arabia never would. I mean, a lot of those countries have recently...
Kuwait, Saudi Arabia,
Yeah,
Israel,
Iraq.
Well,
Iraq's gonna...
isn't really in a footing yet where it can stand on its own 2 feet yet.
No, but it's complicated as well, so it's not politically one entity. You're really dealing with 3 entities in Iraq, but
Yeah. So it looks like Walmart's going to be where I buy my next controller from.
I don't think it'll happen, but I think the United States could do more in Syria to push Russia back. Right now, they've sort of given up the field of battle to the Russians, and look what's happened. That
We don't want to get drawn into another damn conflict, because every conflict we get drawn into, we have to sit there and clean up the mess for...
But if you don't, if you don't, someone else does, and then before you know it, they're knocking on your door. Like, you can't be isolationist about it either. If
Well, it's not so much we're trying to be isolationists, we're trying to let the rest of the world set the policy. I mean, yes, we could go in, wipe them off the map, but then we become the
yeah, then you have to handle the cleanup afterwards.
in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
And that's not what we want.
Well, the Europeans are gradually getting better organized to do this kind of thing, but they're not there yet.
I mean, as far as Syria goes, the major thing we did...
It's just that you know what sticks in my craw about Syria is that it...
bombing to bomb and take out a bunch of their ability for mass genocide.
Yeah, that's what sticks in my craw, is that the United States is doing the minimum, but Assad is a real, like, he's a son of a bitch, that guy. He needs a bullet in the head, and you know what? There aren't too many people that need a bullet in the head, in my view, but he happens to be one of them, and you could...
The United States does send over supplies and weapons and everything.
Oh, I know, it supports the...
people to fight back, but I mean, for us to go in there and start fighting...
No, you don't have to land boots on the ground, but you have to do...
We have to just let them fight, let them do it themselves.
You have to do something to not let Russia have the field, in my view, like strategically. I understand politically it's not smart, but strategically, if you yield the field of battle to the Russians, then the Russians will dominate, and then they'll get their own little puppet set up in Syria. And right now, it looks like Assad is that puppet, and he's...
Assad is the Russian puppet. Guess what? It's backfiring and giving Russia a black eye.
We'll see.
World, as soon as Assad loses complete power, Russia's going to have little say in what happens in Syria anymore.
That's true. If Assad loses, then Russia loses face, and Russia loses a possible outlet in the Middle East that it may have been able to negotiate before. But also, Syria backed Russia in a lot of things in the past, and Assad's regime is responsible for a lot of that stuff. So, in a sense, it does make sense that the Americans, have provided support and limited and provided, some limited counsel to people on the ground. But in terms of deploying troops, I don't know. I can see both sides, and I can certainly appreciate not wanting to put boots on the ground, but boots on the ground are what keep... I mean, the actual war that gets fought is not fought with boots on the ground anymore. Everyone understands this. You fly your planes in, you missile the hell out of everything, and then you send in the boots when everything's nice and dead and pacified. And all that you're doing with boots on the ground is occupying and policing. Under the rules of martial law. That's pretty much it. It isn't ideal, but that's what we have.
So, is Mr. Azerlu, are you still online? Or are you AFK on us?
No, he's there. He's there now. He wasn't... Didn't hear him before.
I was going to say, it seems like a lot of times when I'm in comms with you and Trium, you're usually pretty quiet. I'm kind of wondering why that is.
I usually listen. I'm a good listener.
He likes to hear a Canadian-American take on world events.
Contrary to what most people might think of me, I'm actually not a bad guy. I just love to give Trium shit and ruffle his feathers every chance I get, so...
I may sound like you're ruffling my feathers, but I'm just a passionate debater. I don't invest my emotion. My real emotions are not invested or engaged in about 99.9% of the arguments that I level. Can certainly inspire people to get passionate with me, though. Seem to have a talent for that.
Yeah, but you tend to push it one step too far a lot of times.
What's that?
You tend to go a step too far sometimes, though.
I don't want to see how far the other guy will go. Hey. I've always appreciated debate. I don't know why, but I like it. You can get to the truth of a matter and expose emotions and passions that people might otherwise keep secret. Trium, excellent. Oh, I'm collecting rocks. This is so much fun. So, are either of you fighting anyone? Do you need help?
I am currently stuck in Darwin Research Facility because my photos control died.
Yes. And what about you, Azerlu? Sorry, not Errolu. I think he was Star Control. This ancient video game. What's that?
I'm doing fine just now.
Alright then. I'm gonna have to go pick a fight with someone at some point soon because I'm in my fighting ship and I need to improve my skills, so I have to fight NPCs every so often. Or people.
That's what I'm doing now.
Well, I didn't tell you, Azerlu, about my experience with this Badger, Commander Badger, or whatever the hell his name was. Here, I'll go get it again. Honey Badger killed me. So he was on again a couple nights after that. It was the night before last. And so I almost killed him. But you know what he did? He ran away and got his friends to help him outside of Wing. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, he got 2 more friends, and we had 2 ships. I had a crate, and the other guy my wingman had an Anaconda, except the Anaconda was configured for battle to a degree. No, sorry, it was configured for battle and cargo. And the Anaconda bit it. It got destroyed. And in my case, I could simply outrun them, so I had to run away in the end. But we held our own in battle for quite a while. We almost killed Honey Badger until he ran away. It's one of the reasons I like having the Anaconda, is because the Anaconda can stop people from running away. But then when the third guy jumped in, he used some sort of weird device that slowed down my crate. So I could go, the engine speed was still fairly high, but I couldn't turn the ship as easily. Its maneuverability was reduced to, like, you know, something really pathetic simultaneously. So eventually they whittled my shields down, and it wasn't bad. He did better in his Anaconda. Anyway, I didn't quite get the full revenge that I wanted, but at least we defeated those that Commander Badger and his men that he brought with him, his henchmen.
I never did PvP this game yet.
Well, you gotta watch out. If you're in Shinar, he likes to camp the arrival point of the Central Star in Shinrarta Desra. And then you have to watch out because he'll come and he'll bring his friends, his buddies. If he doesn't kill you himself first, he brings his buddies in, and if I have a wing of 3, I'm pretty sure we could take down all 3 of them, but
Hope he doesn't catch me in my crate.
well, 2 crates would do pretty good actually against this this bastard. Like I was flying a crate last night, the night that I fought him, and the crate worked fine.
I'll be back shortly.
Okay.
I have my crate fully for combat, so...
Yeah, I mean, you'd be fine.
I think so. And a bit of engineering.
Well, they have lots of engineering, that's the problem. You need quite a bit. I've enhanced my weapons fire rate and my damage. So I'm sure we could hold our own for at least a little while, but I don't know if we could take on just you and me. Could take on 3 of them. Could take on 2 of them for sure, but not 3. But man, that shock cannon, holy crap, does it ever... Once I hit his Orca with my shock cannon, man, it was so sweet watching his shields collapse. He had no shields left after my opening attack.
And what the fuck is happening? Like my crate, I don't need for NPC hunting more. I do a lot of damage, but not to shields, not that much.
Yeah, well.
I don't have the shock cannons, so I use frag cannons with incendiary.
Yeah, if you use the Fletcher cannon is another one you can use. It's got good long range, and it does a crap load of damage at very long range. Okay, we have to check this planet that I'm on out because there's something haywire here. Back, I need to look at the system map. It says here the G-force is 1.5. That explains why I crashed into the planet's surface on my descent. But it looks like the moon here, so I just assumed, of course, that, well, because it looks like the moon, it must therefore have the same gravity as the moon. But that is not true. Of course, I was watching this conspiracy theory video today on YouTube, where these guys said basically that during the Apollo mission, they engaged Stanley Kubrick, the director of 2001: A Space Odyssey. They basically engaged his services in order to film a fake version of the moon landings in case they couldn't land the orbiter on the moon the way they planned. But everything went fine with the mission, the Apollo 11 mission, so they didn't need to use it, except for certain classified parts of the video where during the landing of Apollo 11, reportedly there were aliens around the Tranquility Base crater surrounding the landing site where Eagle 1 touched down. And they were watching. And presumably, according to the conspiracy theorists, the message was that mankind should discontinue its exploration of the solar system for the time being. which is what led NASA to stop exploring the solar system for 40 years. After the lunar landing. Presumably, now that commercial companies are getting ready to move into space, that means that NASA's restrictions are getting lifted because we can't stop everyone on planet Earth from going and exploring the galaxy, or at least the solar system.
That's true.
So
People will start to question. They say something. They don't allow it.
okay, and now we have 2 cargo canisters that were found floating around here on the planet's surface. But I'm going to bring my ship back now. There are some sentinels have appeared.
God, 4 hours. Actually 5.
There is a beryllium sphere, palladium, and polymers. The sentry skimmer is unaligned. Or underneath my ship. I cannot access the landing port. And we have boarded the ship. We only have 4 units of nickel. I need to find some nickel somewhere. Oh! Oh, I just found another ship that's parked right next to me. I'm gonna go blow it up. Oh, it's not a ship, it's a rock. Have you seen the ads yet for X4?
No.
Looks like a pretty good game.
Hello?
Hello.
Still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Good.
Hello?
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 Hello? Your YouTube feed stream is fucked up again.
Aw. Why?
Oh, it's just paused and got the spinning icon bullshit going on.
Wonder if that's got something to do with the headset.
I don't know, it could be.
Does it correct itself every once in a while again after, or?
I just hit refresh and it's working, so...
I think if you're watching it live and it goes into that standby mode, it never seems to come out. You have to hit refresh.
Yeah.
Approaching Lee Colony and Perry Depot. Wonder what cities Lee Colony has on it. All these planets, they have cities on them. I'd like to see the cities. No doubt there are some interesting landmarks they have planned for some of these planets when they install the atmospheres. I'm hoping that we get tornado planets and the like, or planets with like mega hurricanes. Oh, you're flying through a gust of wind. It's 600 kilometers an hour. Hope you brought your rain jacket.
Cross the map and you're screwed. That'd be awesome.
Or if you enter the atmosphere of a gas giant and have like an ammonia cyclone come along and envelop your ship and you're spinning around and around. That might be fun. What's that?
My wife asked me something.
Here we go, landing at Perry Depot, final mission. Oh my goodness. Commander Trium, you are the weakest link.
Finally realized that.
Landing at Bay 45. I can't imagine that woman being in the game. She has a British accent though. She'd be a good celebrity to have do a guest shot in. Wonder if she'd take the job.
So is text her and ask her.
Is she on Twitter?
Oh well.
She probably is. Everyone's on Twitter these days.
Everybody but me.
You're not famous. And we have landed. Oh, there's a disease. There's plague here. We can make some money off plague. 2 of the planets I just visited tonight were in plague mode.
Please submit requests before entering the document.
Take a shower and shave, Jeff.
So we've crossed the 80 percentile mark on our way to Captain. Yahoo!
We extend a warm welcome to new arrivals at this facility and wish a safe journey to all departures.
I think you're right. The solar system isn't very profitable for these missions. Well, I mean, in terms of the amount of rank you get.
Yeah.
The money looks consistent, but the amount of rank is way lower. I don't know why that would be. I even did one internal mission for the Federation, so it doesn't make a whole shitload of sense. But there is plague, and we can have 936 units of performance enhancers. 3,620 units of beer in the name of democracy. I just don't know. Unfortunately, I stowed a lot of equipment at Galileo Station orbiting the moon, so I think I'm going to be forced to go back there. Unless... Oh, we have to go to interstellar factors.
Pilots, please show consideration.
Claim bounty. We can visit the stopover system as the nearest one. And we will go to the stopover system.
Resubmit a docking request.
Firing on targets of opportunity as we go by. Oh, we crashed into a human player that was entering the station just as I was exiting. That's hilarious. Commander Blairin. He seems to be stuck in the doorway. Oh, and he just got blown up. Yep. Blown up by the station. That's unfortunate. Well, I hit that ship pretty good with when I was coming out of the base. I had afterburners turned on inside the base. So with full thrusters and full engines activated, I crashed into this Type 9 Heavy coming into the starbase, and it got stuck as I knocked it into the roof, and it couldn't move. It was just stuck there. And so the starbase decided it was blocking the doorway and blew it up. That is a crying shame. I'm not sure why I find that so funny, but I do. But these stations, they don't take very long to decide it's time for you to be blown up. If you're blocking a station or if you're blocking a landing pad, you have 15 seconds to get your ass out of the way or you're done. Headed for Darkwater Station. Okay.
Well, I guess that answers my question. How I'm gonna sleep tonight.
Maybe.
Like the, knowing the Packers lost today and the Vikings won. Yeah, that's the very next thing I looked at on my phone.
Target obliterated. It was a Cobra Mark III. Other hostile ship has jumped away.
Right.
This is a flight regulations reminder. Please do not obstruct the exit corridor during arrival or departure. Thank you. Enjoy your stay. This facility.
Hey, you've been killed more than me. So, do you happen to know if when you die, can you choose any of your ships? Hey?
Hey,
Do you happen to know if you can choose any of your ships if you die? You know, you get that screen that pops up and says the...
easily.
What's that? Say again?
I think you, if I remember, if I remember correctly, you can choose only to sell. If I remember correctly, you can choose only to sell any of the others.
So I can't make my ship come to me, in other words.
Yeah.
Wherever I am. Okay. So...
Like if you don't have enough money for the rebuy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't have enough... If I buy this one upgrade, it's a hard upgrade to find, but I found it. If I buy it, I'm going to be 2 million short of rebuy cost for this ship. And I don't think that's what I would like to do.
You don't have any other module to sell.
No. Not really. Here's what we'll do instead. We'll mark the base. Hang on a second. Okay, so with that one, I can do this. Go back here. Uh, they canceled. Shit. Looks like they took the total number of bookmarks you can have and reduced them in value.
Really?
Yeah. Towery. Uh, So it's the stopover station, dark water. Sorry, stopover system, dark water station. I just had the weirdest random thought enter my head. I figure ecstasy must be really expensive in Romania.
Why?
Because economic conditions. Usually when economic conditions are not favorable, cost of drugs goes up considerably. So you'd think it would go down. Criminal organizations rampant running through the streets, but you said that Romania was more or less a police state, so the police will be cracking down on drug pushers. It's very hard to be a drug dealer in a dictatorship.
Yeah.
What's that? I don't sell drugs.
Maybe you should start.
Not in a dictatorship, I shouldn't, because they will catch you and then they will beat the hell out of you. If they don't have to observe any constitutional rights, then it makes it easier for them to find an excuse to arrest you. And they aren't stupid. Even the police here know usually if you're selling drugs, but the problem is they have to provide a burden of evidence and have to have probable cause to search you and find the evidence, so... I mean, it can be done if a cop is really determined to catch you, but as a general rule, they try to follow the rules. You don't want to get a reputation working as a police officer that doesn't look for things like little things like probable cause. Too many process anomalies, you get yourself fired. And no cop really wants to risk their job for just catching someone with low quantities of very popularly available recreational drugs. Maybe if it's a biker who's got a motorcycle trunk full of ecstasy pills or cocaine, maybe then they'll...
Motorcycle trunk full? Apparently you don't ride a motorcycle often to know that most motorcycle bikers don't have trunks.
No, but they have those, shit, hang on. They have those cabinets or whatever, they stuff... The bikers on the highway have them for sure, I've seen them.
Saddlebags.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Fuck. Yeah, I guess I would make the best biker.
Permission denied.
But they have cases that are usually, if they're running drugs, they'll be full of the drug of the day or of the week. And a police officer might risk the probable cause argument to catch them with that. Pad 11. Where the hell is that? I wouldn't go around believing that the police follow the rules all that religiously. They're pretty much like normal human beings. They'll follow them sometimes and not at others. Yeah, piss off.
For your convenience and safety, classification enforcements are active and tracking at this station.
contacts. Okay, we're at Galileo Station.
So I've got to wait till Friday before I can play my game properly again.
That's when you get your delivery?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a bit of a breather here. I've been playing for like 4 hours steady. Let's see what my status says. 80%. I have 19 million credits available. I could go do some Imperial missions, I guess. But I may as well finish off my Federation Corvette. But I'm going to need some money quite soon. Yeah, I'm going to have to head out to the Nebula. Are you still in the California Nebula?
Yeah, I'm still out here.
I think I'm going to head there right away, because I need the money. I have to upgrade a core.
I can do out here right now, though.
Why?
Without it being able to control my ship for shit.
Yeah. Well, it's a perfect opportunity for me to steal all the missions that you can't do. Okay, well, we'll be back on in a bit. Okay, Azraelu.
Maybe not.
Well, I hope so, but you don't have to stick here. Like, your whole life doesn't have to be spent playing Elite. Alright, Azraelu, we'll talk to you later.
Okay.
What's that?
Okay.
Alright then. See you later, Squaddle. Bye for now.
Yep.
And for the rest of you, once again, please review the video properties. There's information there on our cross-post to Twitter, as well as other websites that contain pertinent information. You can also opt to try to join our squadron. You'll need a Microsoft account, but the address for that is located in the video properties as well. Please click I like or subscribe if you're interested and enjoyed these videos. And of course, as always, if there's a bell icon, you can find out immediately if there are live sessions or new content posted via Windows 10 or Google Chrome mini dialogue announcement. This is Commander Trium. We are at Galileo Station in orbit of the Moon, orbiting Earth, in the solar system at 1:27:40 Zulu on 8 October 3304. Again, this is Commander Trium signing off for now. Fly safe, Commanders.